Thank you, President Biden, for convening this summit and for inviting Chile to participate. Democracy is not just an abstract concept in Chile. For several years, it was the goal and the dream of an entire generation, which the Chilean society accomplished through pacific and representative means over 30 years ago. In Chile, we know that democracy and freedom can be like the air. When you have it, you take it for granted. But when you don't have it, you missed it, and you realize how important it is and how hard it can be to regain it. During the last centuries, strengthening and protecting our democracies meant shielding them mostly from foreign threats or violent military coups. The last decades, however, have shown us that today the most recurrent threats to democracy come from within. Today I will briefly address two of these threats. The first comes from governments that may have had a legitimate or even a democratic origin, but disavowing the constitutional limitations or attempting to change them in their favor, pretend to perpetuate themselves in power. This is particularly true in Latin America, where we have sadly witnessed the rise of regimes that began by implementing measures that eternalized them in power, and then moved to co-opt the organs that should work as a counterweight on their prerogatives, and inevitably end violating even the most basic liberties and human rights of their citizens that dare to oppose their views. Two of the most important defenses against a fall in this spiral toward dictatorships are the free press and independent electoral organs. That's why keeping their autonomy, their independence, but also their prestige is key to preventing and confronting any totalitarian aspiration. The second inner threat is the use and the legitimation of violence as a political tool. As Isaac Asimov once wrote, violence is the last refuge of the incompetent, and democracy has no room for such incompetence. But often, what they lack in competence, they make it up for in determination and zeal. Disagreements are welcome in a democratic society, but they must be resolved peacefully and within the rule of law. At its core, all of our democratic institutions are legitimate dispute settlement mechanisms. But this mechanism can be fragile. Violence, or even the threat of violence, can interfere with the process, and we must remain vigilant of those who have more love for power than for democracy. For they will not hesitate to employ or justify the violence if it serves their goals. That is why today it is more important than ever, not only that we abstain from justifying political violence, but also that we, at our national levels, but also at the international one, stand ready and willing to denounce and condemn those who excuse or use violence as a means to impose their idea over the rest of society. We must stand ready to reveal their incompetence and inability to lead a free and just society, like the one we all aim to live in. Thank you again, President Biden, for providing us this opportunity to reflect on the importance of democracy. We must never take it for granted. And thank you for giving us this platform from which to renew our strong commitments to build better and more democratic society.